Hello Story Detectives and welcome to video 2 of this special Father's Day edition of Story Detectives. So we read these two books first, which was My Daddy and My Dad. There we go. And now we're going to have a look at this book, which was my children's favourite when they were little. And look at that, one of them's actually taken a bite out of it. They liked it so much they tried to eat it. So this is My Daddy by Guido van Genetchen. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but there you go. So, and actually, this was bought by my son for his dad. It says, "To my daddy, I love you with all my heart. Happy Father's Day, love, Tom." So this book is a very old book because Tom's now 18. And I'm not sure which one of my children took the bite out of it. I'm going to guess it was Tom because he seemed to bite lots of things when he was teething. Okay, so there we go, My Daddy. And look at that cute picture of the little boy with big shoes on. I think he's wearing his daddy's shoes. This is my daddy. Oh, you can't even see his face. It gives us an idea about how tall he is compared to this little boy. I can crawl between his legs. And there we've got some toys there, little blocks with a little snake crawling between. And there we've got the daddy with his big long legs and the little boy crawling between. Can dangle on his arm. He's strong. So look at that, his dad can lift him up on his arm. I don't think I could do that with my children now, they're too big, but I could when they were little. I can fly above his head. Meow, like an aeroplane. Wow. I can sit on his shoulders. Oh look, that's the picture that we had at the front of the book. And actually we had the little girl sitting on the daddy's shoulders in that one, didn't we? So that might be something you guys would like to say to your dad. I love to sit on your shoulders. Seems like a thing that lots of dads like to do with their kids. I can ride on his back. Go, daddy! Have you ever done that with your daddy? Sat on his back? Certainly my children did when they were little. They would absolutely squish him now because they're all too big, but they certainly did when they were about that size. Can jump on his tummy. Now, I actually would not recommend doing that to your dads, guys. I'm pretty sure that would be very painful. I can hide him. Look, he's hiding there under a blanket. All the toys seem to be watching. I can tickle his feet. Oh, Daddy seems to be laughing there. I can count all his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. What? I think this little boy's just learning to count. He hasn't quite got the hang of it yet. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. No, just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. 10 fingers. I listen very quietly when Daddy tells a story. It's a bit like Peppa Pig's story, isn't it? He said that Daddy reads the newspaper, but he also reads the bedtime stories. Oh, look at that. All his toys are going to sleep. He's the best dad in the whole world. And he is all mine. Oh, isn't that cute? Well, there we go. That was another story about daddies. Now, finally, I think this is probably my favourite, but the others are so cute too that I couldn't leave them out. This is by one of my favourite authors, Anthony Brown, and we've done quite a lot of his books recently. We have done, let me think, Gorilla. We've done, oh gosh, I can't remember all the names of them now off the top of my head. We've done the one where he goes to the museum, The Shape Game. We have done The Tunnel and Into the Forest. Yeah, we've done lots of his stories. They all have amazing illustrations in them. So let's have a quick look at this one called My Dad. Now, what I love about this is how we've got him in this very cute, sort of old-fashioned style dressing gown with this kind of tartan design. And you'll see this design pop up throughout the book in lots of different ways. And also I love how he's done his dad's eyes, kind of sad, a little bit sad in his eyes. And there we have a picture of his dad in his tartan dressing gown, dressed as a hippo. Okay, so this is our theme of the story, this tartan dressing gown. And then here, because Anthony, oh, that's another book we did actually by him, Changes. Do you remember that one? Where the little boy knew something was changing in his house, and it turns out he had a baby sister. And there were lots of strange things in that book with the things that were happening in the kitchen. And this looks a bit like that as well, because we've got a piece of toast popping out of the toaster. But look at that. It's got the tartan pattern of the dressing gown on the toast. And there it is again. He's all right, my dad. My dad isn't afraid of anything. Even the big bad wolf. Let's look in the background. Who can we see at the back of this picture? Oh, I can see Little Red Riding Hood and the 3 pigs from the big bad wolf. And I can also see we've got a sun on the door there. Maybe a little bit reminds me of the sun in the picture there. He can jump right over the moon. Oh, do you think he really can? I think this boy's very proud of his dad, isn't he? Because he's saying he can do all these amazing things. And walk on a tightrope without falling off. We've got all these little socks here in a row on this washing line. And have a look here. Looks a little bit like that cloud has turned into a crown on Dad's head. He can wrestle with giants. Now I love this picture because if you look closely, the men here, they look like they're wearing hats, but actually that one's got a comb on his head. That one's wearing a crown, and that one seems to be wearing a hamburger on his head. Very strange. Or win the Father's race on Sports Day easily. He's all right, my dad. And again, we've got almost like a crown coming out of his head with those clouds, haven't we? And look, one of the dads there is on the phone. My dad can eat like a horse. Wow, if you look here, he's turned into a horse. Still got those sad blue eyes, but that's definitely a horse wearing some tartan dressing gown and pyjamas. And look, the legs of the chair have turned into horse's hooves too. And he can swim like a fish. Wow, we have a fish again wearing his tartan dressing gown. He's as strong as a gorilla. Let's have a look on this, the weights of the gorilla there. Got a little banana on either side. And we know Anthony Brown likes gorillas. He's always drawing gorillas, isn't he, in his stories? And he's as happy as a hippopotamus. He's all right, my dad. My dad is as big as a house and as soft as my teddy. He's as wise as an owl, and I went through and did those sums once, and they all do add up. If you can see on here, it looks like he's wearing a little graduation cap. It's actually just the chalk marks on the board. And as daft as a brush. The brush looks like his hair. He's all right, my dad. My dad's a great dancer. You see again, there's like those lines coming out of his head. Every time we look at him, it looks like there's a crown on his head or sunshine coming from his head. And a brilliant singer. And these guys here are supposed to be these famous opera singers. I think it's Pavarotti and, I can't remember his name. Is it? Placido Domingo or somebody. They're famous tenors, opera singers. So he's singing with them. He's fantastic at football. Just have a look at these trees. We've got a tennis ball, a rugby ball, a football, and I think that's a baseball in those trees. Very clever. And he makes me laugh a lot. If we have a little look here, we can see the buttons on his pajamas have turned into smiley faces. I love my dad. And you know what? Oh look, there we've got the sunshine. That's been a theme throughout the story, hasn't it? He loves me, and he always will. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, that was my last story. So have a look on the Google Classroom for the activities which are to do with your Father's Day cards. And I hope you have a great time making your Father's Day cards and enjoy your summer holidays, guys. I will see some of you back in August. Take care, bye.